Very, very good news because from now till 31st October 2025, HSBC Revolution card has been buffed again because you will earn 10x reward points on the following categories, which is equivalent to 4 mile per dollar, whether they are online or contactless transactions like shopping, dining, ride-hailing or taxis, memberships, and newly added travel. And for those of you who are asking, what is the difference with the previous terms and conditions? Because previously, only online spend was included for the eligible spend for 10x points, and most recently, travel spend was removed from the eligible category. So for a limited time only, this is a slight buff because now travel is added back. At the same time, contactless spend is added back, so that is good for physical retail transactions. If you're new to HSBC, which means that you have not held or cancelled any HSBC credit card for the past 12 months, then the good news is you can now get gifts like Dyson, Apple products, or even cash if you prefer from the SingSaver referral link that I'll put in the description. But even if you are an existing card holder for HSBC, you can get $50 of cashback fulfilled by HSBC themselves. All the links in description if you want to sign up. Now, the other good news for HSBC Revolution card is that previously, the spend cap was $1,000 to earn the max miles, but now you can spend up to 1,500 Singapore dollars, which means the new monthly bonus cap will be 13,500 points. That's like a 50% increase in the maximum spend that you could use on the HSBC Revolution card. Very, very good news. And I first posted about this news on my Honey Money SG Telegram group of over 21,000 members. So if you do not want to miss the latest card offers and the promotions, then join us there in the Honey Money SG Telegram group for free. So I guess that's the end of the video, right? Because it's only an announcement. But if you want to look deeper, then continue watching on because I'll go through some of these terms and conditions that some of you may have missed. And like my channel always highlight that you should always read the official terms and conditions because this is based on my own interpretation and my interpretation sometimes may not be correct. So I always like to ask the community, and it happens that you have to look very closely at the first point, which is travel MCC, which ones are included and which ones are not included. If we look at the Revo Up terms and conditions, which they stated very clearly what are the eligible MCCs, most of your flagship airline and hotel partners, they will be included, okay, because they fall within the range of eligible MCCs as listed in these terms and conditions. But you realize that one very important MCC is not showing up, and that's MCC 4722. So what does 4722 include? It will include your OTA, your online travel agents like Trip.com, Expedia, Hotels.com, Booking.com, Agoda, all these very popular websites where you want to book travel, hotels, tours, and all that stuff. They fall under MCC 4722. And if you were to ask me, how do I know whether this merchant is 4722 or not? A quick and simple way is to go through Hemex, alright? So I'm very sure most of you are familiar with Hemex by now, but if you're not familiar with Hemex, I do have a referral link that you can sign up, and over there you can get some free max miles, and on the way you can check the MCC code. All you have to do is just put in the merchant name. For example, I want to search for Expedia. Okay, then I'll just type in Expedia and it will show me MCC 4722. And if you're not sure, you can just put the MCC 4722 and search. It will give you a list of merchants which are falling under this MCC. Make sure you select the merchant tab and then it will show you. And that is how I use Hemex to like pre-filter what are my MCCs that are eligible for HSBC Revolution. So if you still want to make some bookings and payments through this MCC 4722, HSBC Revolution card cannot be used, right? What other card can you use? Then I would say you can go for alternatives like DBS Women's World Card or the UOB Ladies Card if you have selected the travel category. But be very careful on the spending cap because they have changed. Okay, I have updated this over my live stream. In fact, DBS Women's World Card, I think it will be falling to $1,000 spend cap from the 1st of August. And then for UOB Ladies Card, I think it will face a very similar state, especially for Ladies Solitaire. It will be just $750 per category, so be very careful. But these are the two cards that I would use if I was still booking on the MCC 4722 via these online travel agents. Now, the second terms and conditions that you have to be very careful is that this promotion is only time limited and it will end on 31st October 2025, which is around 3+ months from now. That really means that if the promotion is not extended, then what else are you going to use the card for? Of course, whether the promotion is extended or not, we wouldn't know until the later date. But you have to assume that this promotion is just one time. It will not be extended. Then you must also know that the minimum redemption amount is 10,000 miles for HSBC, which means that if you were to calculate it by 4 miles per dollar, 10,000 miles divided by 4 miles per dollar, that means you need to spend 2,500 Singapore dollars from now till 31st October 2025. And this $2,500 must be on these eligible categories within what is listed on the HSBC Revolution card terms and conditions. So if you still want to use the HSBC Revolution card after 31st October, it is still okay, just that assuming the promotion is not extended, then you will have to spend on the online category spend, and also it will exclude travel. That you have to keep in mind. So that's assuming if you still want to use the card after 31st October 2025. But if you don't want to use the card anymore after 31st October, then you better make sure you can spend 2.5k Singapore dollars by 31st October and your transactions are posted on time so that the 10,000 HSBC points can be credited to you on time for you to redeem the minimum redemption amount. And usually when we talk about miles credit card, we always have to keep this in consideration of orphaned miles. Orphaned miles means that you do not hit the redemption tier. And we mentioned this tier to be 10,000 miles. So assuming your miles earned is only like 8,000, you still got 2,000. What are you going to do? By the time the miles may expire like 37 months later for HSBC Revolution, then you'll be faced with this dilemma. So for miles or rewards credit card, even though they do not have a minimum spend requirement, you still have to be very careful on this concept of orphan miles, and don't just put your head into the miles game thinking that you can do everything, but realize that at the end you cannot redeem for what you want. Okay, so I hope this is very clear if I explain the terms and conditions to you, to those people who may not have seen this. And to be clear, this video is not sponsored by HSBC or SingSaver at all. It's just a public announcement because some of you may not have watched my live stream. So if you want to support the channel, you can click on this interactive brokers link for free, or you can just scan this QR code right here somewhere. Okay, it will just help the channel out. Every click counts. If you ask me personally, I will be applying for a HSBC credit card to take advantage of the SingSaver sign up offer because I've passed my 12 months cooling period for a new user. So yes, my application is pending in the meantime for approval, and once I meet the spend requirements and make sure I tick marketing consent, then I'll go and collect a gift and maybe make a documentation on how you can do that. Okay, so stay tuned. Hopefully all is received well and successfully. This is also a reminder that if you want to sign up for any products, okay, just try to use a referral link. Need not necessarily be mine, but just use what is convenient or advantageous to you. Okay, so don't sign up naked. That is one thing that I really want everybody to take away. And if you haven't caught up with all the nerfs and updates and bug announcements, then I will refer you to watch my previous video on the live stream where in 1 hour I will answer Q&A plus all the recent updates of the credit card updates. You can check it out right here.